Most people assume pessimists are just negative, that something went wrong with them, that they chose at some point to see the glass as half empty. But that framing misses everything. Because for millions of people, expecting the worst was never a choice, it was a solution. And there is a profound difference. It is 1979. You are 8 years old and the news is on. Your parents aren't arguing exactly, but the air in the room is tight. Interest rates are climbing toward 20%. Your dad is reading something with a crease between his eyebrows you've never seen before. You don't understand economics, but you understand that face, and your nervous system files it away. Research from the University of Oregon published in Psychological Science found that children exposed to chronic ambient stress, not crisis but low-grade uncertainty, develop what neuroscientists call a heightened threat detection bias. The brain literally rewires itself to scan the horizon for danger. That wiring doesn't disappear, it becomes the operating system. Layer 1 is the body. Layer 2 is the story the mind tells about the body. By adolescence, the child whose nervous system learned to anticipate threat starts building a cognitive framework to explain why the world is dangerous. Psychologists call this negative cognitive appraisal. A 2014 study in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology found that people who develop this pattern early don't just feel anxious, they construct a worldview where pessimism feels like intelligence. Expecting the worst isn't dread, it's preparation, it's competence. It becomes, quietly, a source of identity. And that's where it gets complicated. Here is the paradox nobody talks about. Research from Concordia University found that what they called defensive pessimism actually improves performance under stress. People who mentally rehearse bad outcomes don't freeze when things go wrong. They've already been there in their minds. They're faster to adapt, more resilient, less shattered. What looked like a flaw from the outside was functioning as emotional armor from the inside. The pessimist standing in the corner at the party, certain something will go wrong, is often the first one who knows what to do when it does. That's not weakness. That's a kind of battle-tested competence. Today, these people are in their 40s and 50s. Watch them in a meeting, and they're the ones asking the questions no one wants to ask. Watch them in a relationship, and they love deeply but hold something back, not because they don't care, but because they care so much they can't afford to be blindsided. A 2019 survey from the American Psychological Association found that Gen X, those born roughly between 1965 and 1980, consistently reports lower optimism scores than both boomers and millennials, yet also reports higher scores on self-reliance and crisis management. They are not broken, they are calibrated for a world that did not always keep its promises. And here is what often goes unseen. The pessimist is frequently the most tender person in the room, because when you've spent a lifetime steeling yourself against loss, the moments of beauty that still break through feel almost unbearable. A song, a late evening, a child laughing. These people feel joy with a kind of ferocity that those who expect the world to be kind simply never will. They feel it deeper precisely because they never quite let themselves expect it. There's a kind of quiet heroism in that, to live braced and still choose to love, to expect the storm and still step outside, to carry the weight of everything that could go wrong and still show up for work, for your family, for the small ordinary moments that don't ask anything of you except presence. That's not pessimism, that's survival dressed as skepticism, and the people who live it have earned every bit of their caution. The world asked them to be this way, and they answered. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more videos like this. And if you want to support deeper content on psychology and the human mind, the join button genuinely helps this channel keep going.